Rebellions are built on hope.
And welcome to another episode of Radio Rebellion Star Wars podcast. We're your hosts, Alberto Calderon, Obi-Wan Kenobi, sorry on that side. We're here on a Star Wars Friday, not Saturday.
I just checked. We are not live.
All right, perfect. We are not live at the moment. We are recording on Friday just because live. But that's okay. So, hey, we're going to have fun talking. The Bad Batch is back finally. But before we get to that, Oti, after you're finished working with some cables, I guess, under your desk.
Did you not hear that?
Yes, but I tried to power through, not bring attention to it. But now that you mention it, what the hell is going on over there?
It's a shredder that I accidentally kicked and it turned on and I couldn't turn it off.
You are throwing away Omega's blood samples. So
exactly. Sorry for the noise.
All right, Oti, how you been?
I've been okay. I've had a lot of work this week. I was actually invited to a watch party of Bad Batch, but I couldn't go because I was slammed with work, and it was at night, so I had obviously watched it already. But yeah, I couldn't make it, but whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah. Same as you, I've been extremely busy at work. We had a big accreditation that happens every 3 years. It came this week from Monday to Thursday. Finally, they all left. So let's take a deep breath and we're good. So when I got back home on Wednesday at around 7 p.m. I finally started to watch the Bad Batch and watch all 3 episodes. So it's a nice cool down. So ready to go. But before we get to that, even though we're not live, if you're watching us, thanks for joining us. If it's your first time, make sure to subscribe to our channel, hit that like button, and comment down below anything you thought about these 3 episodes of the Bad Batch, what some of new theories you might have, if things have changed since we got the trailer, and of course, any other news, Star Wars news you want to let us know what's going on, let us know. And if you're listening to this on the audio podcast, also follow us, subscribe, give us ratings, reviews, all that fun stuff. 5 stars, 4 stars, we prefer 5, but whatever it is.
Not 2, please.
No, I think we got a 1-star review. I don't know. Are we really?
Oh, I check I used to check them a lot. Now I rarely check them, but I get like a couple of 1-star reviews.
Yeah.
I once got one that said like, "This is America, speak English," and I was like, "What?"
Oh my goodness. I mean, last week we learned that you
hate Latinos.
You hate Latino, so I think you're on both ends now. Speak English and hate Latino, so
yeah,
you can make anyone happy. So
yeah, but I still have a 1-star review there.
All right, so that's a great segue for our show. So if you guys are ready, I'm not ready. Let's talk Star Wars, and as always, we start with Star Wars news. When I find it, because it took long. There we go. Star Wars news.
Star Wars news.
Right, Oti, I almost didn't bring any Star Wars news because there's really no actual Star Wars news. There's more dates for the Acolyte, still not confirmed. They think it's coming in the summer. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. We're not going to hit on that, but new books. We love when we get new books, and we got a doozy. This was just revealed. StarWars.com is excited to reveal that Star Wars, The Rise and Fall of the Galactic Empire, a new book from DK Publishing that promises to examine the intricacies of Imperial rule, written by Dr. Chris Kempshall, a historian and co-author of Star Wars Battles That Changed the Galaxy. It will explore the dark times from stories across mediums, including movies, games, series, books, and comics, with chapters covering every aspect of the Emperor's regime. Comes out July 9th, and according to the author, the opportunity to focus on the Workaday Empire was just each story he wanted to tell. Okay, this is something I've been saying since, I guess, Rogue One, Solo, Andor. I hate the Empire, right? They're the bad guys. But I want to learn about the everyday, that people are just clocking in 9 to 5. And it looks as this might cover some of it, with, of course, a bigger scope of the Empire, Palpatine, and all that. And I think it's in the universe. It's written by Beaumont Kin from Rise of Skywalker. who's also a historian over there. So that's interesting. Kind of came out of nowhere. Quick thoughts on Rise and Fall of the Galactic Empire.
I'm excited. I like this kind of book. I see Star Wars as living, breathing history.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not so harsh when a story doesn't pan out the way I want it, because okay, that's just the way it went. Like, regardless of what I think, Germany's always gonna invade Poland. So whatever. Sure. So I see it in that lens. So having like a textbook of the Empire sounds pretty neat.
Yeah, we love Star Wars books, and we love all the novels and young adult stuff. It's nice to get something that's not a novel, like it's like an encyclopedia or something. You can just sit, read a few chapters, skip, go to wherever you want. And yeah, let's learn more about inside the Empire, what it was really like, what people thought about the Empire, how it rose, how it fell. You talked about, I think, last week, connecting a little bit to real world, like things go up and down, history, if you're not paying attention, you're just doomed to repeat it. And kind of what this book is going to be touching upon. So I'm really excited for this. And it just comes out in a couple of months. Again, we got a bunch of Star Wars books back to back all the way now to the summer.
Yeah, that's just like a fun one to have on your shelf and take a look at it once in a while. I mentioned I have the one about the battles. And that's a pretty cool book. For that same reason, you're like, oh, let me check out Yavin for a second. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I've been seeing this book, kind of just the cover has been popping up on social media these past couple of days, but now kind of the official synopsis and everything for StarWars.com, and the author has been on Twitter today just giving a bunch of information about it. So very interested for this book. Again, out of nowhere, didn't know it was coming out, but I like where those surprises come in. We already know like 2 years in advance everything that's coming out, so this was a good surprise.
That's a fun thing with books for me. They usually, like, when we start the year, we don't know anything. In the case of High Republic, we do know, but with other random things, we find out like suddenly, yes, this is coming out.
Yeah, like Living Force. No one knew we were getting a book with the whole Jedi Council, and then it's coming out in a couple of months. I'm like 70% in it, almost there. All right, so that's the only Star Wars news today, but we're here for something else, and it's the Bad Batch. But before we get to Bad Batch, is that part of the show that we love when we talk about Star Wars on TV. For some reason, my camera is gone.
Star Wars on TV.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Okay. I don't know what happened. My camera just left. Oh man, it's always
the Bad Batch. Nothing but Bad Batch.
Don't you miss you screaming Ahsoka every time we talk Star Wars?
Ahsoka Tano.
No, please. I don't need that screech in my ear. We need a slower one for the Bad Batch. Anyway, Oti finally, after a year out, the final. Oh no, he brought out his guitar. Here we go. The final season. Final season, series finale, kind of season. Keep repeating final season. Final season. We're talking about the Bad Batch final season. If you haven't figured that out, the first 3 episodes came out this week.
For the final season?
I think so. The final season. Confined, Path Unknowns, and Shadow of Tantis. Of course, we're going to go through all 3, but Oti, real quick, overall thoughts on the first 3 episodes of this final season of the Bad Batch.
They were pretty great. A friend of mine texted me like a couple of hours ago. She said, "Oh, I'm going to sit down with Bad Batch." And I was like, episode 1 and 3 are Star Wars caviar. And that's how I really think, like, and I'll get ahead of myself. I like the second one less than the other 2. But they still, like, together tell this very good story that I really, really like. That I was very happy with the 3-episode premiere.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat. Second one, good. First and third, perfection. It's I don't want to say this is Andor light, but it's again this prison setting, and it's all that repetitiveness, and we'll get to that. But I love that we started with a very focused storytelling. It's like this is our mission. We're Omega still locked in. StarWars.com just says it's been 125 days.
125 days.
Yeah, it's like 4.5 months almost, something like that. So I'm glad that I started with a focused storyline for those 3 episodes. And even though I said last time I want still some of those silly episodes once in a while, I'm glad that we start with this is the plan. So very happy with what we got to start.
it would have been super weird if we had an episode here where Wrecker and Hunter need to go catch the mystical bunny and bring
fighting the crabs. I'm afraid the way the episode 2 started, but we'll get to that one. And it was cool.
Me too,
it's a good episode. Yeah,
they brought it home at least.
Yeah. So let's start with episode 1, Confined. What were some? And I'll start. Favorite parts of the episode, at least for me. One thing that I don't say complain, but sometimes I talk about here, it's we don't know how long it's been watching Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. We're like, it's been like 3 weeks and it feels like 2 years because we don't know how much time has passed. And I was thinking about it watching this first episode. And I love that, because it starts with the little tally marks. There's like 20 days.
20 days.
You get parts of the episode and then it cuts back and there's, again, now we know 125 marks. Her hair has grown out. She has the ponytail to give you that sense. She's been here a long freaking time. It's not been 2 weeks or whatever. It's half a year almost.
Used to a routine.
Yeah. That was something that I loved and hated again from the Empire. It's that routine. This place, Mount Tant, is just a barren place. There's no life there. Everything's gray. They have the same routine. All the clones coming back from, I guess, testing. Crosshair is defeated. There's no life left in him. So I love that we got kind of that introduction to this place that Omega is at, even when her quote-unquote sister, Emery, tells her, "Oh, you're not a prisoner." And she's like, "No, what the hell are you saying? This is not a prison." But I love that we got some clarity, I guess, in how long she's been there and kind of how defeated everyone is, just to start off right there with this new season.
Yeah. I don't know what my favorite part of the episode. The 3 episodes really meld into one for me. While I was doing my review, I stumbled with it. I was like, wait, no, this happened in episode 1, not in episode 3. Sorry. I'll say that my favorite part of this episode was the whole Batcher thing.
Yeah.
I'm a huge pet lover, and just seeing this dog that's being mistreated, she shows kindness, he escapes, and of course that's gonna come back later. So I like seeing Omega show kindness to Crosshair, to the dog, to basically everyone. She's trying to make everyone's life better at Mount Tantus.
So I know you complain that I don't send you the show notes on anything, and you don't know what we're talking about. I have it right here. One of the things I love is Omega's growth.
I don't complain about you not sending me the show notes. I complain about you complaining about me getting ahead of the show notes that you did not send me. And
I thought about it today. I said, whatever. But anyway, again, we're on the same page. Another thing that I love was Omega's growth, like wanting to help Crosshair escape no matter the dangers. Like, she's grown now. She's not this little kid, but at the same time, she still has that kindness, that compassion, that childlike to want to help Crosshair, to want to help this injured Batcher, making that straw Lula so she has something to comfort her with and remember her brother. So right there with you, Omega's grown as a character, and unfortunately, this position that she's in, but hasn't lost that childlike quality that she has and wanting to help everyone. I love that we're still seeing that. I love the name. I love Batcher because everyone, the Bad Batchers, the Batchers. Yeah, let's call him Batcher. Loved it.
And now he's part of the crew. So I also really like in this first episode the interactions between Omega and Crosshair. I also like the ones in the third episode, but in this one, in the third one, he's more like, okay, fine, let's go with your plan, let's escape. Here, he's like in that dark side trap where, no, nothing can change. I'm stuck in my ways. I'm not your brother anymore. Like, nothing's ever gonna change. It's impossible. I'm irredeemable. And Omega's like, shut up, dude. Let's work together and get the hell out of here. Like, the only thing keeping us here is you saying we can't escape.
I don't know if it was in this one or the third one. It's like, oh, if I was in your position, I wouldn't even think twice about leaving you behind. It's like, no, you wouldn't. Like,
I love that.
And we'll get to that at the later. But yeah, that interaction with Crosshair. And we get the return. I don't want to say fan favorites, but people that we know from season 2, because we started kind of right where season 2 ended. At least we know, like, Omega and Crosshair, they're trapped in Tantis. And we got the return of Nala Se doing some weird experiment with all this blood that they're taking. We got Emery back, freaking Hemlock creating chaos for everyone. So I'm glad that we got all those characters. There's no need to start introducing new people right now. We'll get those, of course, in episode 2. But right now, these characters that we know, we get an idea what their plays are, and it's starting to expand a little bit.
I love seeing Hemlock again. Like, he's the kind of villain that I despise. I want him to die, but I don't want him to die because I want to see him again.
One at the end, I have my last note is about Hemlock and possible death. We'll get to that.
Okay.
So let's talk about the experiment.
It's gonna kill him.
Maybe this Pickle Snow comes out and just eats him to grow another limb or something. So let's talk about experiments, because all this episode, not all of it, but it's kind of leading to this weird experiment that Nala stays being forced to carry out. So they're taking blood samples of all the clones, everyone that's in the facility. That's when Omega kind of says, well, why do you need to take my... Oh, we all need to do our part for the Empire, or something like that Emery says. And then, of course, we get to Omega sample being discarded. Imperial incompetence, like you like to say. It's been 4 months and no one has asked, hey, what happened to Omega's results? Every day we take her blood sample. We haven't heard back.
I mean, they're probably testing like a shit ton of blood. So I don't think I don't think there's someone in an Excel sheet like doing VLOOKUPs checking.
If you were there, you had your Excel sheet.
I'd have my Excel sheets, and I know that she was being tested.
Yeah, I'm sure Emery knows.
But also, if she's not a prisoner, maybe she's not. I don't know. Like, and Hemlock always makes it sound like she's there as a favor to Nala Se.
Yeah, I mean, she's there just so Nala Se can keep working.
So I think maybe she's not really on their radar.
All right. I mean, she is by the end of the episode 3.
Albert, I had a realization. I want you to mention it. I don't know if people have been talking about. Maybe they have. Have you noticed that the Bad Batch and Mando season 1, actually the first 3 seasons of Mando, have the exact same plot? There's this kid that the Empire wants because they want their blood because they want to make Force-sensitive clones.
It's very similar. I remember when season 1 of Bad Batch came out, and probably 2 episodes in, it's the same as Mando. They find this lone wolf and cub, but now it's a family instead of just one. I know that comparison has been made. But yeah, like you said, now we gotta test the blood, we gotta make clones. But
the M count, Project Necromancer.
Necromancer, we're gonna get to that. But let's talk, reproduction of genetic M counts. Love it that we're going through it. It's right there in your face. We don't need to wonder what it is. Are you one of those people online saying, say the word midichlorian online, you cowards, or you really don't care because everyone knows what it means?
I don't care. Everyone knows what it means. I like it that the Empire has like a stupid name for it.
Everything is stupid. Trying to Project Necromancer. Really, you're trying to bring someone back to life, and you're calling it Necromancer, which is just everyone's.
It's like if the government started calling glucose G counts.
They might later. So I don't mind, but I get kind of spoiled for me again. I didn't get to watch the episode till later. And someone mentioned, I saw the word M count, or someone said, oh, they're talking about midichlorians. So it kind of got spoiled, but that's not a big spoiler. But I love that it's there, that, okay, this is what they're trying to do. We don't need to kind of speculate about it. It's not being tested on clones. So at this point, like, no one knows. It's a mystery out there. There's some weird creatures running around Tantis. If you're outside the perimeter, you're dead. Poor pilots.
Supposedly.
All right, and then we get Hemlock saying that famous line, we'll see if the Emperor is as forgiving as I am. And you got that realization. Does the Emperor, everyone that he is going to hire, he sits them down, okay, your resume looks good, references check out, can you repeat this line for me if your underlings are being...
I'm not
and
sure.
Yeah, I can do it. Do it. It's like, does everyone need to say that?
I don't know if it wasn't in Force Center, but they said the exact same thing. Like, having them like show fear by being like, "Oh, the Empire is way worse."
You gotta convince them that if I come, it's gonna be way worse. Yeah, I can do it. No,
and then
I want to.
He went to the facility and he was like super nice.
Right?
He was like, "Great job. You can have everything you need. Like,
you want.
Okay, bye."
All these weird plasma blades. I mean, plasma beams going around are not scary enough. And yeah, that was kind of, and again, the Imperial incompetence and the slowest wheel to test blood. It just takes 20 minutes for it to go around. If you put a blood sample, that's the first one that should come around. But it's the Empire. What can we expect from?
But you know what? I like that storytelling device of having the wheel because it's a clock.
It builds tension. Yeah, and it builds tension to it.
They know, like, so we have a ticking clock in the episode without having the 24 ticking clock.
Yeah. It was a great start because, I mean, we've had this conversation. Oh, it's animated, it's for children, blah, blah, blah. And yes, kids will still enjoy it. But it's, again, a very serious kind of story that they're telling with these first episodes. And I think I love everything about it. Music, animation, we don't even need to touch on it because that's always on par with some of the best.
That's, I think, Star Wars animation's like strongest asset. It's like, it's the story that's very accessible to children because it's a very simple story. It has action here and there, so it's entertaining. But like when adults sit down and watch it, like, holy shit, this is deep stuff.
Yeah.
So
we got some new droids. That husbandry droid helping feed the lurkers. Poor guy got killed twice.
Poor guy, like, fuck him.
I mean, I know. You love when they kick that that mouse droid. Just, hey, get out. It's my elevator. All right. So then we jump to episode 2, Paths Unknown, which start with... Were you surprised that episode 1 and again episode 3 just focused basically on Omega and Crosshair in terms of the main group? Were you surprised we didn't get the other guys?
No, I wasn't surprised at all. Okay. Like I was expecting this to be like a Crosshair Omega episode.
Was a bit surprised about the first like 10 minutes. It's, let's just keep going. I don't want to cut to something else.
It makes sense to me because we're dying to know what's going on, and it's like the relationship we have seen the least of. So I was expecting it.
Yeah. All right. So Paths Unknown. So my favorite thing about this episode is how committed Hunter and Wrecker, especially Hunter, is to finding Omega. Like, we didn't have to go have a silly adventure, or even when Wrecker says, oh, we're still Rex and Echo, they're still 2 rotations away before they can come and help. And it's like, I don't care. We can't keep waiting around. We got to go find her somehow. So I love how committed he was to, no, let's go. We got to find Omega. So that was my favorite kind of overall for this episode.
Okay. Yeah, I liked it. I think maybe if this had been the first episode, I would have been like more open to it. But like for me, it was like, yes, this is the obligatory side adventure while we get back to Crosshair and Omega. So I did enjoy like seeing a different version of Hunter and Wrecker. Like seeing Wrecker be scared, like being like, hey dude, we shouldn't do this alone when he's like time. Gun blazings, dude. And seeing Hunter be like, I'm not gonna stop until we get it back. Like So I really like those elements of the story.
I like how it started. I like that they've been on these mercenary missions, just trying to find intel to get Omega. It's not just, we're mercenaries, let's just go do it for the credits. It's not, we're trying to find information to find Omega. They bring back the cut of horn of some Devoronian prince or whatever he was, and get sent to this planet field, not Drengir, but that's the first thing that came to my mind with those carnivorous plants over there. They run into they find the Hemlock's old lab, I should say, first. Just broken down, they left. And then some weird kid clones just hanging around. Yeah, we escaped. I'm actually Boba Fett's voice. So Daniel Logan got to come back and play a clone.
Oh, was it Daniel Logan?
He did one of the kids. Mox,
that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I want to mention, like, I later heard that those kids appear in the first episode of Bad Batch.
Oh, I have no idea.
that's the kind of me and the Deveronian. He also was in season 1 of Bad Batch. I did not remember any of this. And it's like the kind of thing, like, I feel like I'm one of the biggest Star Wars fans I know, and having this knowledge and being a fan is not the same thing, but like the amount of things that go over my head is very impressive.
If I start thinking about it, I might think, there might have been a Deveronian at some point, but I wouldn't have tied it to, it's the same guy. And same with the kids. If you say they were there, I'll take your word for it.
Although the Deveronian's mother was Angelica Houston, who is Morticia Adams in Adam's Family.
And she played one of the Sith in one of the Visions.
In Visions, the Sith mother in
Creatures
Speak.
Yeah. So she's everywhere. Great voice. I love that character. Even that Deveronian, that design looked great. Again, animation, was something so subtle in that first episode that they could have said, this is a prison, quote unquote, supposedly not. But every time she got up on her mattress to look out the window, and then it was a little bumps and the sheet will move. You don't need to do that because it's a prison. It can be just a metal slab. No, this is a bed. And just a slight indentations. Dude, they're just going all out. So I love that.
The animation in Star Wars is insane. Season 2 was such a big step up from season 1, which still was great. And this one has been phenomenal so far.
Yeah. All right. So they run into these kids that just don't want to be there, but don't have a way to get out. They're saying that the Empire has been experimenting on plants, which is interesting because later on episode 3, Hemlock tells the Emperor that they have. I got it written
down. He's like, we have capacity for larger life forms or something like that.
I have it somewhere, I think. But and the Emperor's like, I don't care about that right now. Just show me the dead bodies. I want to see my dead bodies. So these vines, and it's funny because I have the captions, and these are slither vines, is what they called. And then at some point the captions went slither vines slithering. I'm like, I could have figured that out. But so we got some strange creatures in those vines that started with just the vines moving. Then we got some weird kind of alien face huggers that just came out of the Aliens movie, and then that weird Rathar at the end, big mouth with all the stems and the whatever. So I don't know. It's a cool action episode. We got to see some war child kids thrown into this war too early in their age, but that's something we've seen before. But I love the end after they get the information that they need. That Wrecker and Hunter, especially Hunter, even though they're gung-ho in finding Omega, we're going to take you to a place because the kids are like, this is our life. There's nothing else we can do. No, we've been where you've been. Come on, we got a place for you. Let's go to Pabu. I think we can help you over there for a better life. Which brings back my point. I think that's going to come back at some point. That attack on Pabu, and we'll see the kids again.
They're just going to keep bringing people there so they have an army to face.
Yeah, there you
go. But it's part of the theme of even with Omega, she's there, she wants to get out, she wants to go back to her family, but she's taking the time to help people out. So central theme of the story.
It's Star Wars. Help everyone that you can. So episode 3, Shadows of Tantis, continues what we learned in the first episode and talk about favorite parts. How big was your smile when Omega kicked that mouse droid?
I started laughing when that happened. The only thing I could think of is they took the time to render this. they took the time to render this very silly moment that helps the plot in no way, shape, or form.
There's no need to have that mouse droid there.
It was funny. She being like, the hell out.
Get out of here. I gotta take my tablet everywhere. Oh, excuse me. But basically the Emperor arrives, and at the beginning everyone's a little on edge. More troopers have arrived. We had our first view of this new trooper design that might be tech. Who knows who the hell this guy is? And then it's the Emperor and the Royal Guards. I don't know. They look menacing. They look great. And we get the classic Emperor just coming down the ramp with the whole troopers just surrounding the platform.
I want to see the Imperial Guard fight.
Yeah,
like,
that'll be
thinking
sweet.
about the Praetorian Guards in Mando, like I don't know.
Yeah. In which book? Something Sith. So I have on my phone. What's the name of that book? Whatever. One of the first canon books that came out. It's Palpatine and Vader after he turns to
Lords of the Sith.
Lords of the Sith, and we get the Royal Guards fighting in that book. It was pretty sweet because they're the only ones that knew that the Emperor was, or that Palpatine was Darth Sidious. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. So let's just go into it. Project Necromancer. This was mentioned in Mandalorian Season 3. It's mentioned here. Palpatine clones, no clones, specimens getting tested. It's weird. Dark
cloning,
magic,
dark science, secrets only the Sith knew.
The Sith knew. Were you surprised at this? No, this is obviously what they were doing, so no surprise there.
From the trailer, when we get that, this is of the utmost importance, or something like that. Like, and again, it's the classic Sith thing. Like, this is the most important thing ever, keeping me alive.
Yeah. I love how many times he told the same thing to Krennic for the Death Star, to Thrawn for his TIE Fighter project, now to Hemlock. Yeah. This is a more important thing. I'm lying. So just keep me alive. That's what I want.
And that's like the thing. Like, he's saying, no, this is for the security of the Empire. No, buddy, you're just afraid of dying. Because you're going to hell.
He's been trying this for 20 years, just trying to get someone to finally keep him alive.
And I love it that Hemlock's like, we're almost done. And then like 30, 40 years later, we have Hux being like, we're almost done with Project Necromancer.
Yeah. And by the end, it's just him hanging like a puppet. With it.
Missing fingers.
Yeah.
A clone.
Great success.
A clone in Snoke that looks nothing like Palpatine and is a super idiot.
That's the closest they got. Either that or Puppet Palpatine. It's like, we tried our best for 50 years. And then that's with all the resources, because like you said, Palpatine tells him you'll have all the resources at your disposal, and Hemlock's like, yes, I can do whatever I want. That's not gonna end well.
I need a Star Destroyer. What do you need a Star Destroyer? I just want one.
I just need one because I talk so slow that I need a Star Destroyer.
Again, he's amazing.
He's a great character. Him. Yeah, the voice acting for him is also great.
And that whole thing with Omega being like, you doomed the dog. Like, you only made him aggressive, but you made him domesticated. Now he's gonna die. We should have killed him ourselves. I would have been more humane. He's such a dick.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, for sure.
And it wasn't this episode, right? When they search her bunk. Yeah, I'm not a prisoner, but we gotta search her bunk, and we don't allow any personal effects. And they take the plushies that destroy Lula. So at that point, Nala Se cannot tell her when she knows. The Emperor is like, we can't wait. Just you gotta get out here.
You need to leave now
and get the hell out. I won't be able to go to my lab, try to destroy your sample. If not, just leave. And then we get this escape plan. And we got, like you said, that ticking clock of her sample is coming. Like every couple of minutes, we got that little dial. And then, like you mentioned, Crosshair. She still doesn't want to escape, but he still wants to hear what Omega's plan is, right? Okay, just leave me to die. But how are you escaping? Oh, that's not gonna work. Let's try it out anyway. I love that. Again, he's building more and more confidence toward her.
And he's a Bad Batcher, so he hears an insane plan and he's like, yeah sure, let's do it.
He's gonna go. He just kills but takes out the other two guards. Oh, this plan sucks. You're out of your cell, right? So stop complaining.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next move? I'm just making this up as I go, which is, like you said, what the Bad Batch does. Put Cross, I'll say, every time they show his cheese grater phrase, I get a little bit nauseous. It's pretty nasty. You gotta put a patch, get a hat or something.
Alberto.
Well, it's nasty. We need something better to cover that up.
Yep.
His hand is shaking.
I totally forgot about that in my review, but I think that's important because that's his thing. He's a good shot, and now he's not. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they do more with that.
Yeah, it's gonna come. I'm 100% sure it's gonna, because they showed it twice, and then Omega at the end kind of mentions it, and he's like, I'm okay, but it's gonna come back.
I have Parkinson's. Like, what? Wait, what? In Star Wars?
Half my brain is missing. Give me a break. Then we mentioned that poor droid got killed twice, or two different ones got destroyed, and then they escaped through that little tunnel. And Batcher is back, saved the day, and Omega's right there with Crosshair. Even though they haven't fought together for a long time, they make a good team.
The Bad Batch, and they beat the Empire and the creepy monsters through the power of friendship.
Friendship, as always. And is that monster? I saw someone post. It's from the Jedi Survivor video games, I guess.
Oh, I don't know. I can't identify it, but like
someone posted it. I'm interested to see what, because we know the Empire took the Silobis, right, to Tantis, and they're experimenting on bigger specimens. We got weird plants. Sure. I want to see where that goes. What other weird
have like a Force-sensitive clone army with kaijus, with Force-sensitive kaijus.
Yeah, you want to see that Force-sensitive clones against the zombie clones from Thrawn, duke it out. That would be nice. All right, but it all leads to finally Omega's blood sample gets tested, and she's positive for the M count transfer. So for the midichlorian transfer, she can hold those midichlorians without degrading. This is what they've been looking for. And then people started going crazy. Not a lot of people. Is she Force sensitive? Is she just positive to hold these midichlorian counts? Same question I asked before with the midichlorian word. Do you care at this point if she's Force sensitive? Everyone's Force sensitive to a degree. I didn't took it that way. I took it that for some reason she can hold the M counts without degrading. Doesn't necessarily mean she's gonna be our next Jedi. Well, that'd be cool, right? Jedi Omega. That'd be freaking nice.
When they showed it, I thought like, oh, she's Force sensitive. Okay.
Yeah.
But thinking about it, like, yeah, it's like the people who were positive for COVID but had no symptoms. Like me in December, I was positive and I felt perfect. so I don't know. I don't think all of a sudden this is gonna turn into like a Force heavy show.
Yeah. Oh no.
I don't think it's gonna be that. So not sure what the point of it would be, but if they think there's a story reason for it, like sure.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see where this goes. I don't think it'll be like, oh, she's the next Anakin or anything like that. I think, yeah, she has enough midichlorians that we can do this transfer to create this genetic coding that the Emperor needs. And she'll be the perfect blood donor for that. I think that's enough for it. It doesn't need to go past it. But again, we all trust these writers to come up with a good story for it. So we'll see. Thoughts on Emery?
I have no thoughts on her.
Maybe I kind of talked to her a little bit. I didn't know I have a sister. I didn't see Young Camino. I was in another place, and then freaking Hemlock brought me over here. She's kind of trying to help a little bit, but at the same time, it's no, I'm taking your plushie. You gotta do as you're told.
I'm reporting you.
Yeah. So I don't know. I still don't know where she fits. Not where she fits. Where she's gonna fall. Is she
she's
going
evil.
to help at the end? You think she's? I think she's kind of. She's been brainwashed enough.
I mean, she did nothing for me to think that she's gonna be redeemed or something.
Yeah.
If, for example, if she found out about the M count and hit it, then I would be like, oh, for sure, this is gonna come in later. But like right now, I don't know, and I don't really care.
Yeah, I think they'll do something with her, but I don't care. Emery, you can get kicked out of an elevator also.
During my review, I kept calling her Omega's supposed sister because I don't believe her.
I don't believe that. I mean, all the clones, I guess you can say, are brothers and sisters, but I don't know.
She doesn't even look like a clone.
She doesn't.
She doesn't look like an older Omega. I don't know.
Doesn't look like anything. There's some weird doctor with goggles. All right, let's talk about the Hemlock and what I think he's gonna get killed. I think the Emperor is gonna kill him, or it might send Vader to kill him, and that's how we get Darth Vader.
That would be sick.
When he's like, I gave you all the resources, I told you this is important, and you didn't give me results. Yes, You failed your probation.
I'm sending my pit bull.
I think, I would love to see Vader in that Bad Batch town just wreck shop.
That'd be super cool.
Just to kill Hemlock or someone. I don't know. Not to send him after the Bad Batch, but just...
And that would be like peak angry Vader. Because it's been like, what, a year since Revenge of the Sith?
Oh, yeah. He's just killing Jedi left and right, killing Inquisitors, so he's ready to just wreck shop. So
yeah, in the original trilogy, we got soft Vader, like that Vader. Now,
yeah, he's going through
right now. He's still
through some changes in the original trilogy, rethinking his life.
Yeah.
So again, great start to the Bad Batch, to the final season of the Bad Batch. Like I said, I wasn't the biggest supporter of season 2, even though I did enjoy it. So far, season 3 has me captivated. Very excited for the next one. I'm a bit surprised. Are you surprised that episode 3, very similar to The Mandalorian? Like, okay, they're gone. They escaped without help from the other Bad Batchers. And now let's see how they can find each other. It's going to be interesting. So I'm a bit surprised that we're already at that point.
I'm not sure if I'm surprised, because I would have hated a version of the show where Crosshair escapes and now it's a whole season trying to get Omega back or something like that. So I'm glad, and I really wanted to see the group together. So I'm glad that they escaped and now that can happen. Not sure if it's going to happen in the next episode, but it could.
Yeah, no, I love that they both escape together. And that's perfect. Just like you keep saying, let's get more of that dynamic between Crosshair and Omega. We haven't seen a lot of it. I think it'll take a couple of episodes for everyone to meet up again. Maybe next episode we get Rex and Echo to see what the hell they've been doing, where they were for those 2 rotations. That's going to be probably just getting more information, but it's going to be interesting to see where they were and then get together. And at some point, what the hell does Asajj Ventress fit into all this?
I'm dying, because I think now it's gonna become this thing where the Empire is gonna hire every single bounty hunter to fight Omega. So that's, like, I think, how Fennec and Cad Bane are gonna fit into this. But in the case of Asajj, like, she was a bounty hunter, but so it would be weird if she's into that. But we'll see.
Yeah, and it keeps going more parallels with the Mandalorian. Let's get some bounty hunters to find the kid.
But that's what the Empire does when they need to find someone.
The first season was that, right? I mean, Cad Bane showed up, Fennec Shand showed up,
and now we're getting the same bounty hunters. I hope we get different. I hope we get like Dengar or something like that. I'm a big Dengar fan.
Was it Embo? The one with the...
Embo would be
I don't know
sick.
who's alive at this point. With the saucer and the dog. Yeah, let's get Embo here.
Embo would be pretty dope.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it for now.
That's
again.
It?
What else? What else do you want to talk about this episode?
No. I really liked it. I like you. I'm not the biggest Bad Batch fan, but I was very excited for this season, especially since the trailer was great.
Yeah.
And it was a very solid start, so very happy with it.
Yeah, I want to go watch the trailer again, but I think, like we said a couple of weeks ago, a lot of the things from the trailer already happened. It's like we said, those Star Wars people, they know how to not show. They know what they're doing. Right? It's like we should trust them when we start complaining about stuff.
I trust them very much.
Yeah. All right, so that does it. Surprising for our talk on the Bad Batch final season, episodes 1, 2, and 3. Next Wednesday, obviously, we'll get episode 4. So great start. Can't wait to see where this story goes. I'm very happy with what we're getting. I will see if we get any more Star Wars news next week, but hopefully by next week I have finished The Living Force, but I can talk about it till like March. I don't know where, March 30th or something. Anyway, Oti, this will be posted on Saturday. So if you're watching this, it's either Saturday or after that. So
I won't be here for a while, but I'll be back.
Yeah. So you're off next week, right? You won't be here next week?
And the other one.
All right. So we'll see you at some point in March, I guess.
I'll be back, I promise.
We just kicked him out. This is your farewell episode. We just didn't tell him.
Farewell tour.
Yeah. All right, guys. See you next week. Stay safe. Be safe. And remember, blasters beat sticks.
Blasters beat sticks.
Great line by record.